Today, I stopped by Whole Foods to pick up some items. Let's see what I got. All right, being that it's Friday, well, it's being uploaded on Friday. So I figured for all those who are observing Lent, I would eat non-meat items. So I got a margarita pizza. And this cost me $15 at Whole Foods. And then I also, while I was waiting, it took about 15-20 minutes to get it. I grabbed a small little salad. There's no salad dressing. I guess I'm gonna use the seasoning that they have in some slaw crunch that I got, and I mixed it with just like a few other things like corn, onions. They didn't have any feta cheese, so I used Parmesan. And I have some, I guess, purple cabbage and some red bell peppers. All right, and then I got some dessert, but I'll show you that. I'll show you that when I get to it. So let's start eating because I'm behind schedule. Behind schedule because it took them longer to make the pizza than I expected. And there was also wait because there was other people ahead of me. Who else out there eats their salad with chopsticks? I find it gives you more control over picking what you want to eat. But I also like the fork. So yeah, let's start with this. I mean, I'm not sure what the size of this is. I'm sure it's smaller than, I think, what, the 18-inch at Costco that you can get for $9. So this is $5 more, but let me show you this. And it's probably not as crunchy as it could have been, but here's the bottom of it. Or here. So it's, if you don't like the paper thin pizzas, which I do, you might not like this. So stick to places like, I guess, Costco, which is thicker, but yeah, let's start. I'm kind of hungry. All right, have a good meal. I'll put this here in front of me. So for people who don't know, the margarita, I think, comes with a slice of mozzarella, some Italian basil, and then the red sauce. I think that's all. The cheese pizza at Whole Foods is $12. I'm using a filter on the lens today just to test because I guess this doesn't matter, but when I was holding stuff up that was white, like this is the remote for that shelf back there. Let's see if it is overexposed. But the food was so overexposed when I was showing it, so I'm putting a filter on it, and it's making it look very dark in the preview. So this might be a throwaway video. We'll see. This is very good. I think if I put in the air fryer for maybe a couple minutes just to crisp it up, it would be even better. How's your day going so far? Let me put this aside for a little bit. I'm gonna mix up this salad and try it. I should probably plate it, right? I was planning to eat in the car, but then when I saw the time, I was like, oh man, I didn't want to get stuck in traffic trying to come back. You know, all these vegetables together. It's really good, even though there's no dressing. Well, I guess I think there's some kind of a dressing on this slaw crunch. I think it's a crunch, well, because they have coleslaw, which I didn't get because it would have been redundant, I guess. But I think this, I'm trying to find one. I think they all fell to the bottom, but I think in the slaw crunch there are shards of peanuts that make it the crunch. Or some kind of nut. About a third of the people that I saw at Whole Foods while I was there were wearing masks. And it's like 2026. I'm wondering why they're wearing masks. Maybe there's an outbreak. Because I don't watch the news. I tend to stay away from it. So there could be another pandemic outbreak and I wouldn't even know. I guess I would know because then it'd affect my children going to school and then my wife. Not that my wife goes to school, but her work would be affected. I think for this crust part, it'd be good if I had some Wingstop ranch. I'm gonna switch to a fork so I can scoop up some of these small pieces. That was super delicious. I would give this pizza a 3 out of 5 on my scale. I would have only bought like maybe 1 or 2 slices if they had it already, but they didn't have a margarita out, so I had to ask them to make it for me customized. Hard to rate the salad because it's just a salad bar. I went there around noon. It wasn't too busy, and everything still looked very clean. It wasn't messy like what you'd see at some buffets. Look inside there. There's all these like little black dots. I guess it's like sesame seeds maybe? Roasted sesame seeds or something. Hopefully it's not some bug or worse yet, some kind of a rodent feces. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Forget it. I'm gonna delete that part. All right, I want to eat another slice, but I'm running out of time and I want to show you what I got for dessert. So let's do that. Maybe I'll come back to this later. So regulars to this channel will know that I claim not to eat fruit, but there are some fruits that I will eat, like pineapples. Sometimes I can eat watermelon. Actually, sometimes I can eat pineapple, not always. But the ones that I do eat a lot is, well, I don't really eat it, but I guess I drink the juice of it, is limes and lemons. And one of my favorite desserts are lemon bars. And, well, they didn't have any lemon bars, but they did have 2 kinds of lemon products. And this is like a cheesecake lemon cookie. Look at that. It's like a crinkle cookie. What is that? I believe that's what it's called. Hopefully you can see it. Man, the filter is not working. It still looks washed out. And then this is some kind of a lemon cookie. I don't know. I got 2 of each, so let's just try these while I stop time. This is definitely a crispy cookie. Very light on the lemon flavor. I'm not sure what kind of glaze this is. It's probably just, I think the lemon is coming from the cookie, and this must be like just a vanilla glaze. Oh no, let's see. Yeah, my palate's not sophisticated enough to figure that out. Let's look at this one. This one looks crispy on the outside. It's all cracked right there, but let's see if it's moist on the inside. It's pretty moist for a cookie that's been sitting out in like their cookie bin. I don't taste any cheesecake on this. And the lemon is very faint, just like this cookie, but I would prefer this one because you get the crunch from the outside, plus a little bit moisture on the inside. This is pure, just a hard cookie. Almost, I guess you could say it's like a, what do you call it, Oreo cookie? It's hard on the outside. And well, no, because the cream, this cream, it's not even as soft as the Oreo cookie. I mean, I'll finish it, but I prefer this one. This would pair well with some hot tea. I definitely like the powdered sugar on top of this. I actually like powdered sugar on everything. Time to go. All right. Sorry if that felt rushed. Actually, some of you might prefer that, especially those coming from my shorts. But like I said, the pizza, I think, you know, I think Whole Foods is kind of underrated because I don't hear people talking about going there for pizza much, but the pizzas are reasonably priced for what you get. And if you're into the thin crust, they're perfect. And make sure you ask them to leave it in a little longer if you want the bottom really crispy. Because sometimes I've had it where they've taken out too early and then it becomes floppy instead of crispy. If I would have eaten it in the car while I was at Whole Foods, it would have been much more crispy. The salad bar, I would highly recommend. For me, that's also a 3 out of 5. It's a place that actually I did used to go to a lot when they used to open at 7 o'clock for their breakfast bar. I would go there with my daughters and pick up just breakfast before they went to school and before I went to work. But right before COVID, they moved to like 8 o'clock and then that kind of messed with our schedule. We didn't have time because I think the girls' school at the time started at like 8:15. So there was no way we could get there, get our food, and they can eat it in time. Yeah, that's all I have for today. If you made this far into the video, thank you. I really appreciate you. It's never too late to make it a great day. I will see you in my next video. Take care now. Bye.